but they're not getting the real rate of return for the money. I know this for a fact. I've been invited for 2 years. A friend of mine who is intimately involved in that business has been inviting me to participate.
Yes.
And the selling point is big money business.
Yes. Yes.
So I keep saying to him, what is the justification as an individual? You're not telling the people the facts. He doesn't care.
That's absolutely correct.
Just the people's sensitivity to the current electricity rates, and he's making a lot of money. $2 million projects, things like that. I think this message needs to go out quite emphatically
But
to the
sir,
general public.
The real, among the real culprits is the media. The media, you know, as I say, pursue flair. And it's nice for somebody to put a big photograph in the press and say, hey, look, I'm producing electricity, or we are going to produce electricity. And somebody changes out, maybe in the same facility, an air-conditioned unit for a more efficient type. They can't take a photograph beside that and show off with it. So those successive are unknown. Look at what the university is doing. Have you seen it in the press yet? No. But the university is growing leaps and bounds, and the electricity bill is going that way. But it's not going out there. So thank goodness for PSOJ and the initiation taken. So at least the forum can begin and others can follow.
Good evening again. It's not really a question, but it's just a point to make note of. It's not just a personal thing for us to only do this for ourselves, but for each other, because it has to be a well-knit plan. Because if I'm to hire an AC company to say, retrofit my ACs, in terms of the EMP, they would have to do a good enough job to also recover gases and so forth. So we'd have to have this thing well organized and well supervised to make it work effectively and efficiently.
Good point. Just to give you some information, the United Nations, UNEP, provided money to Jamaica to train over 400 technicians across the island. I was one of the trainers, to be able to convert air conditioning units from the regular refrigerants to hydrocarbon refrigerants. I imported a container load of hydrocarbon refrigerants as part of my business. The UNEP provided funds and equipment to hotels and private enterprise facilities. They provided funds to install a refrigerant recovery site in Kingston, one in Ocho Rios, in my business. Technicians were trained and given free equipment to make the conversions. I have yet to get 2 pounds of refrigerant into that system. The Kingston facility gave up after just a few months because nobody, virtually nobody, would deliver refrigerant. So the effort has been made, but again, because of our lethargy, nothing happens, and we squeal and bawl about foreign exchange debts and all sorts of things, and the high cost of oil. 20% savings if we had air conditioning across the island. You know what 20% is on air conditioning for the entire national economy? Do the numbers in billions, and then you see what I'm talking about. Savings from that change. Pardon me? Health and safety as it relates to the environmental protection is surpassed by these changes. And the people were trained in safety because there has to be safe handling of these refrigerants. So NEPA and the United Nations Environmental Protection Agency provided all those supports, money and materials, human resources. My work was free. I went to Mandeville, Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, trained people. There are people in Kingston who did training too. It was launched from this very room 4 years ago. And we're still suffering about oil. We're kidding. We're not serious.
Yes, I just want to expand on the whole solar thing. I don't believe that the solar cost are can be that expensive if you know exactly your market. I mean, I just acquired some solar panels from China at $1.75 US per watt. And
Wow.
$1.75 US per watt. Came here, tested. People must also remember that the government does not charge GCT or custom duty on solar panel. So any person can import their own solar panel.
Yes.
I've done that and tested it. So a $3 million solar panel, if you want it to be $3 million, if you have somebody who wants to make money out of it, you can do so. But if you know what to do, you can get your own solar panel in. You don't have to pay a single tax on it. And I've tested it and I know that.
Thank you very much. One parting shot though, please look at the efficiency of those solar panels as against the cost. Okay, no, I don't want to argue. I just want to inform. 18? No, yeah. Okay, okay, I would like to close. I've seen I've whipped up emotions and mine is whipped up as well too, so I better get away from here and somebody else of a calmer nature can come and deal with things. Is BOJ here?
Mrs. Development Bank.
Yeah, if you could.
We will continue with the learning curve and the wealth of knowledge that we have gleaned. We have project financing as the next topic, and Ms. Yvonne Lewars, the General Manager of Development Bank of Jamaica, will now address us. I'm sure you're just all ears to hear what she's going to say. So please welcome her.
I just want to say greetings and salutations from DBJ, and thank you for inviting us. We hope after this session that there will be a rapid pull down of funds to implement all your systems. Okay, today's workshop we find very timely and most welcome. In 2008, we had started a fund, 500 million. It was reduced from $1 billion after the global recession to assist in other areas. And before that, we always lent for energy, but it wasn't an identified fund until the Prime Minister indicated that he wanted to identify a fund for energy. Well, as bankers, we know nothing about engineering. Can I see the hands of all the engineers in the house? I tell you, I don't have to answer one engineering question. My friend Leighton is over here. It is an amazement how much we have learned in terms of setting the whole stage, building the infrastructure, having a committee, joining with PCJ, JTI, which is now JAMPRO, and UTEC. Anybody from UTEC here? We have partnered with UTEC, and they have been a tremendous help to us. Because they have actually, at our request, started the Jamaica Society of Energy Engineers. I'm sure some of you are members, and if you are not, please call Owen Gunning and register. That institution is actually training certified energy auditors because we expect this whole industry to take off. And the 2 years that we have actually started working with all our partners, as I said, we have learned a lot, we have lent too little. So we expect that once we tell you exactly how to get your loan, the rates and everything after our presentation, you will all go for it. We also applied to IDB for a grant funding, and the whole project will cost $807,000 US, of which we have the DBJ will be putting $214,000. We had a technical coordinator who is a part of your session today, Wayne Beecher. Stand up and let them see Wayne. And our energy team, which is here, Howard Martin,